Hello and welcome to Miss Hannah Loves Grammar. In this video we'll be looking at the theme of unconditional love across the Love and Relationships cluster of poems as provided by AQA. For now though, what is unconditional love? To some it's love without barriers. It is eternal. It lives on beyond your mortal death. It's everlasting, it's genuine, it's sincere, it's from the heart. It's most often associated with romantic love and true devotion. The poems in the collection that concern this idea are Sonnet 29 by Elizabeth Barrett Browning, Sing Song, remarkably, by Daljeet Magra, and When We Two Parted by Lord Byron. So let's begin with Sonnet 29 by Elizabeth Barrett Browning. And I've got for you a few quick quotes for you to remember. Deep joy is an adjective used, and it suggests to me there's a passionate foundation for love here. It not only fills our speaker with deep joy, but the connotations of it seem very loudly, anyway, to me, to show how sincere this speaker is, simply by the simplicity of their language. Equally, the idea that they're taking in new air suggests that with every breath, it's a fresh perspective on life when they think of this person or hope to be with them. The word new seems exciting, hopeful, and it seems as if their whole perspective on life is excited and passionate. Additionally, the use of exclamation marks twice throughout the poem heightens the glee and optimism that the speaker has. It seems to me as if Browning encapsulates the idea that to be ready and open-minded to the idea of love, there's no barrier, your heart is open. For many, Daljeet Magra might seem like a strange choice with Sing Song as an example of unconditional love. But I think from our first quote of my bride, which is repeated 3 times across this poem, we really examine how delighted our speaker is in actually having a wife. The possessive pronoun my here amplifies the happiness our speaker has in his relationship. It's the repetition that also shows us how much this joy carries his whole spirit. When we take on board the fact that he's not happy working for his dad's corner shop, our speaker seems enamoured with his wife. Perhaps Nagram is making a point here by depicting a speaker so in love. Love is liberating, even against the constraints that the world puts on you by maybe having a rubbish job. The final line of the poem, I think, also signals something about the dizzy heights of unconditional love. Is priceless, baby. The dash at the very end of that poem leaves us as readers hanging after what seems to only be the future. It's as if the speaker is excited about what could come between him and his wife in the future. Here we realise that love is way more important than money for our speaker. And the word priceless, well, it signals that our speaker does not care about quantifying materially what is essentially the foundation of all his joy. I feel like the overarching idea with unconditional love is the freedom that comes with it. So it might seem like a strange choice then to include When We Two Parted by Lord Byron. Ultimately, that's about an affair that has ended and a speaker who yearns to be with the one he loved. To me, that lingering sense that love could flourish if the world accepted this relationship makes it unconditional. And the use of past, present and future tense signals to the reader that this love lingers on for our speaker. Our first quote of If I should meet thee, how should I greet thee, from the third from last line of the poem, is very much projecting a hypothetical scenario of a reunion. We wonder Is this really wish fulfillment? But more than that, the repetition of the modal should focuses on the future. It seems hopeful, it seems plausible they might be together. How should I greet thee? It's as if they're weighing up what ways would be acceptable for them to greet each other, share their devotion, express the love they had. And then the clanging reality hits in the final line, with silence and tears. It's almost as futile as their love. Byron here echoes the second line of the poem, which also says, with silence and tears. And the repetition of language with not only negative connotations, but the semantic field of brokenness is really poignant. It's really clear to us the whole nature of this relationship is futile. If the affair was secret, this poor speaker is suffering in silence too. Byron here presents love as sincerely felt but totally constrained by what society is expecting love to look like. So I suppose if we zoom out of unconditional love as a theme, we really have to consider what allows it to flourish, or what fuels the person's desire if their love is not with them at that time. It ultimately is about true love, and for many people, we believe it lives beyond our lifetime. Why not subscribe to Miss Hannah Loves Grammar?